I had a video request for the Peruvian necktie, so here it is.
So if I could have you go down in turtle real quick. So when I'm in turtle and I'm attacking, whether I'm in front of my partner in more of a north-south position, or if I'm off to the side, I can set up the Peruvian necktie either way. So first, the gripping, I either want a gable grip, which is how it was originally taught to me, where I'm palm to palm and I close my hands. My preference is actually doing this little 10-finger grip or this S grip, where I just interlace my fingers and just roll my hands into each other. And then the key to this is once I make whatever that connection is, I need to try to slide it and touch the side of my partner's neck. So I go over the neck and then I go under the far arm. And now I know you can't see my hands here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my grip and I'm basically gonna jam it to where my hands are connected. I'm gonna make where the connection is touch the side of his neck. So I get into this position. I can't really go for a choke, which is usually how I know I'm gonna go for the Peruvian, is because their hands are too tight. So I can't really like grab the neck. So I just shoot my arm inside. I connect my hands in one of those two ways, whether it's an S grip or a gable. And then my trick is to slide it up and then latch it onto the side of their neck. And once it's there, I want my forearm to come across the back of his head. And then I'm gonna drive into my partner, putting the weight on my chest and my shoulders, and it's gonna put the weight off my knees. And then it allows me to step up. As I'm stepping up, I step over the head and then I pinch my knee into their head. From here, I need to pivot perpendicular. So perpendicular so that my knee faces sideways, because I'm gonna fall sideways, and I need to really make sure that my thigh and my knee and my elbow all connect to his shoulder and his neck while my grip latches onto his neck. Now as I fall sideways towards his head, I immediately throw my leg over the back, and then we extend our leg that's on the head. I basically like leg press on the back of their head, and we get the tap. So usually I go for this because as someone's in turtle, I reach my hands underneath and I go for a guillotine, a lapel choke, and they bring their hands up and defend. So as he's down in turtle, I bring my hand inside, and then I feel him start to hand fight my hand right here. So now instead of trying to hand fight him or mess around with it, I just shoot my arms a little deeper. So now I'm like down here by his knees and his hips. And now I choose my grip, gable, S grip, whichever one. I connect, I drive forward, leaning my weight onto my partner. As I do this, I now posture up because now my weight comes off my knees. I jump up, I connect my hands, I slide so that my hand connection touches the neck. I make sure that my leg tries to cover their head as tight as they can, and I pinch my knee into my own elbow. And I need to fall perpendicular, and then I throw my leg over the back. And then as my leg's over the back, I start stomping and extending on the back of their head, and it crimps their head down, and we get that good Peruvian. The most common thing that I see is a mistake. People will do the grip correctly, they'll jump up, and then they'll sit straight to their butt. So what it ends up looking like is this. They're here, they come inside, they do the grip, they do this, and then they fall, and then nothing's on the back of the partner's head, and they just run up on top of you, whether they're doing a double underpass now or they're in your close guard, and you just sat back and gave up dominant position because they fell kind of north-south. You can be north-south and make the grip. When you fall, you gotta pivot. You gotta pivot 90 degrees and fall sideways, okay? So now whether I do the S or the gable, those are both the no-gi variations. In the gi though, we can actually use our own lapel, which is a very, very, very strong variation of this. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna be in turtle. And now instead of my hand and my arm going up and over the neck, over the far shoulder, the lapel that's closest to my partner's hips, because I'm gonna be on the side this time, the lapel closest to their hips, I take out as much of it as I can, and I get the tail of it in my hand. I feed it in front of the neck to my other hand. Now I pass it underneath. It's gonna go the same direction as my arm would have gone, around the neck and underneath his chest. So now I go around the neck. I go around the neck and underneath his chest, and then I feed it to my hand that's underneath now. And so I went in at the armpit, out at the head. So I fed it to my other hand, my other arm goes under the armpit, out at the head, I feed it to that hand, and now I can actually connect my hands in kind of a baseball grip, or you can just let it ride by itself. But I like to connect my hands in this baseball grip, and then I stand up, step over the head, I fall, and now we stomp, and we have our submission. So again, one of three grips. gable, which is palm to palm, no fingers. We can do a 10-finger grip, an S grip, or I can take my lapel out and feed it up and over the top. And I feed it underneath, and then I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna have this type of grip, where one is on top, one's behind, his neck is in the middle. And then same thing, we're just standing. I make sure my knee and my leg covers his neck, and then I fall sideways as I throw my other leg over their torso, and you have a good old Peruvian.